Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a very real experience. It's going to be a story of how we had a client refer us to another client before they'd even started working with us, which is very unheard of. Usually when you get a referral, it's from someone who you've been doing really good work with, you've got a really strong relationship with, and this particular client, we had a meeting with them. They hadn't started working with us. They hadn't even signed the contract yet or any onboarding or anything. We just had one meeting with them, which was the initial meeting where we first met them. And off the back of that meeting, they referred us to one of their colleagues in the industry that also owned a business that we then went on to sign. And in this video, I want to explain exactly how we did it, what the kind of journey was there, and what we did in order to position ourselves in a place to get a referral without them even seeing any of the work that we've done. Everything that Tom and I do and everything that we teach in the academy and everything we teach on this YouTube channel is to make yourself as an agency stand out from the crowd. You need to go way above and beyond, because majority of agencies get on a call, they tell them what they can do and they can tell them your price, and then they leave it there. Whereas the attitude that you need to take in order to stand out, and this is an offer in its own right, is going way above and beyond. And on this initial consultation call that we had with this business, we obviously did our usual presentation. We took them through the entire strategy that we implement. We put our, we did our presentation strategy. There's videos on this channel, and if you're in the academy, you literally have our actual presentation that gets us a 75% closing rate in all of our meetings. That's a conversation for another day. So we took them through the normal presentation meeting, and at the end of the meeting, after discussing with them, what's been happening in their business, and this was like an hour-long meeting at this point because we really dove into loads of different things. They mentioned to us that the previous agency they worked with, they'd worked with a previous agency and they did a terrible job for them. And they said that their previous agency that didn't bring them any leads or any sales actually got their business manager banned off of the back of their terrible work, and that's how they left them. So terrible job for them. They left this client without an ad account and without a business manager. So on the meeting, they said, Tom and Harry, while you're like, they were super keen, we closed them. Well, we didn't close them. We half closed them, and then we booked another call to discuss more. So it was like a 2-call close, was going to be a 2-call close. But at the end of the first meeting, they said, Tom and Harry, I absolutely love and thank you so much for taking me through the strategy. I can see how different you are to other agencies. We want to get going very shortly, but can we book another call? But before you go, our business manager's banned. Can you just tell us why it's banned, what the situation is? And usually we would say, right, we will combat that when we onboard you. When we onboard you, we'll get access to your business manager. We'll make sure the business manager and all your assets are set up in the correct way. And that's usually what happens in that onboarding session. However, in this particular moment, I don't know what came across Tom and I. We were like, because we got on with them so well and we built this nice relationship, they are now a quite high ticket client of ours. We said, fuck it, let's just share your screen and just show us what's happening. And we looked through their business manager and we could see what had happened. They got loads of ads rejected. They hadn't approved the ID of the business. And when they've gone to send the ID to Facebook, the ID they sent didn't match the name of the personal profile of the business owner. So we took them through that. We got them to resend their ID. We got them to appeal the ad account. And then after the meeting, it got reinstated 4 days later, and they messaged us saying, Tom and Harry, you don't understand how long we've been trying to get this fixed, and you fixed it at the end of a meeting after already blowing us away. They just couldn't believe it, because we'd go so above and beyond. And most agencies and most people they would speak to, they would have just, they know that people would have been like, I'm not doing that unless you pay me $500 an hour in consultancy. Or most agencies don't even know how to get it back. So when like a whim, they're like, shit, if they can do that in 10 minutes, imagine what they can do when we're paying them. Imagine what they can do when we're a client of theirs. So which is how going above and beyond just completely just changes the game for you. And then after that, they said, right, I know a business owner that needs your help. They sent us their information, connected us, had a meeting, and they're going to be a client as well. So that's step 1 of how we did it. Step 2 is, in that meeting, like I said, we made our strategy absolutely clear of how they're going to get results. And that just comes down to the meeting strategy. That just comes down to how we operate a sales meeting, by literally giving away our whole strategy, knowing for a fact they're not going to be able to implement it by themselves. They're not going to be able to find someone else to implement it. And we just made it absolutely clear. So there was no stone left unturned in terms of how they're actually going to get results. Number 3 is we built a very strong relationship with them over that first hour and in the call prior. You know, we didn't just go in and be like, this is our price, this is what we do, like hard close, hard close, hard close. We didn't do that. We spent 25 minutes at the start of the meeting just fucking getting to know them. We were like, oh, talk us through like your business, like what's been happening. They're like, oh, we opened a new practice in Liverpool. We've during COVID, this happened, hence why we started a new practice. And we just chatted like from person to person, disguised as a discovery call, because in a discovery call, that's you trying to figure out about their business, but that's also a perfect time to build a relationship with that client. So we became really good friends with them. So hence why at the end of the meeting, they were like, I'm happy to refer these guys to a friend of mine's business because I've resonated with them as people, in comparison to someone who comes on there, is so transactional, just wants the business. Of course, they're not going to refer you. Of course, they're not going to work with you because they don't like you. Number 4 is they know what bad looks like. So like I said, when we got on there and we fixed that issue, they'd already experienced 6 months with another agency that was charging them similar prices for less services, and just they didn't get on with them as people. They obviously didn't get them results. They didn't have a clear strategy like we did. So it was a clear comparison between what good looks like and what bad looks like. Obviously us being the good and the previous agency being the bad. Hence why once they've now found good, they want to scream from the rooftops about it, because they know loads of other businesses have been scammed by agencies too. So the people just want to scream and shout when they find someone good. And finally, we just straight up asked for it. We got on so well with them. We literally were like, guys, if we're looking to sign an extra few clients, providing they don't directly compete with you. So we're not going to work with another business in your industry down the road. But if you have any colleagues of other businesses that are in the space of digital marketing, and they think they can help, just let us know, because we have a referral scheme and we'd love to introduce that to you to lower your fee. And they were like, leave it with us. So like combining all of those things, it was just an absolute recipe for success, and we just smashed it out the park for them. So yeah, that's kind of how we got a referral before even working for a client, guys. It's a true story. We got 2 clients out of it. And yeah, I recommend you kind of making notes on that and trying to introduce that process into your next meetings, because it will really, really help. But hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you've not watched our previous video, the previous video was on 3 ways to make yourself come across as more charismatic in content, in sales meetings, on cold calls, in anything for that matter. Really good video, especially if you struggle to get your charisma across on video, on calls, or whatever. Give it a watch. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. because we're back. Please make sure you subscribe, continue to follow us on Apple Music and Spotify, and we'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. for tomorrow's video.